Hola guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I'd be ranting about this Terramaster D4-300 hard drive enclosure. I'd be sharing with you guys my experience with this thing and my experience with the shop where I bought this thing from. I bought it from Lazada. I'm from the Philippines. It's from Terramaster official store. You guys could see here. Terramaster official store. I'm not too sure how official it is, but to be fair, very good experience with this particular store. Again, I'm from the Philippines. I bought it from Lazada. And yeah, so what I did was I attached this thing to my Synology DS220 Plus NAS. I'm trying to free up some space for on that. I'm trying to free up space for my Synology, right? So I was planning to copy files over, check the files, delete the files from my Synology, freeing up space, right? But before doing that, I configured Synology to put this thing to sleep after a certain amount of idle time. What I failed to do was check if all 4 drives are actually sleeping after the set time, right? So guys, before you skip ahead, I just want to say if you did that, be sure to check if the drives are actually sleeping, because this is actually a fire hazard. So Terramaster, sorry if you guys are watching, kindly configure this thing to be put to sleep, or rather to shut itself down after reaching a certain temperature, because again, it really is a fire hazard. Alright, going back to my story. So after configuring this thing to be put to sleep after a set amount of time, I copied the files over without checking it, and I left it for like a day or two. I believe it's 2 days. And when I came back, I was going to check if the files were actually copied over, and it just so happened that my hand brushed the device, and it was kind of hot, and when I actually touched it, it was very hot. Check the temperature, it was like 70 degrees Celsius for the enclosure. I immediately turned the device off, ejected one of the drives, check the temperature, it was like 93 degrees Celsius if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's 93, if not, it's well over 80. But to be fair, I really believe it's 93 because, memory. Yeah, it was really hot, and I saw this thing here. This one. That's the device, or rather the drive bay holder or enclosure bay. Yeah, it's really deformed, and this is how it should look like. And this thing here is the one, or the one that Terramaster sent me as a replacement. That's how it should look like. All right, excuse me. So cut. I just want to insert this thing. Kudos to Terramaster official store where I bought it from. I told them my experience, and the first question they asked me was no. The first response was, okay, we'll look into it. But shortly after that, they asked for my address, if it's the same address where, or rather the one I used when I bought this thing. I said yes, and they immediately sent me a replacement for all 4 bays. And as a bonus, they also sent a replacement fan, or rather replacement fans. They sent 2 fans because this thing has 2 fans. Yeah. And then they sent me another email asking me more questions, and this is what they asked me. I answered them, and they replied, after me answering them, they replied for me to send my old fans back to them so that they could investigate further. Now again, I think I just said it earlier, but Terramaster, again, if you guys are watching, please send an update where I don't know, where I could update this thing's BIOS and have this thing shut down after reaching a certain temperature, that'll be much appreciated. And for you guys who are in similar situation as, I'm forgetting how to talk. For you guys who are in the same situation as I was, please, multiple drives are supported, or enclosures are supported by Synology. Yes, it can read the drives, no problem there, but some of the functions may not work as expected. Like in my case, the 4 drives that I installed into this thing was hibernating or sleeping when I was using them in a Linux system. Synology being a Linux based system, I kind of figured that it shouldn't have any problems, right? But for some reason it wasn't able to put these drives to sleep. So again, highlight, emphasis, whatever, just make sure if you configure this thing to be put to sleep after a certain amount of time, just set it to, like, just to be able to test if it's working alright. Set an idle time of like 2 minutes and then have the drives put to sleep and actually check if the drives are sleeping, something like that. Yeah, so be very careful, because this thing is actually a fire hazard, and it's really dangerous. So really check if the settings you put in place are actually working properly. All right, that's all I wanted to say. But as for Terramaster official store, kudos, good job in responding, quick response, quick resolution, very nice. Terramaster, it's dangerous, man, be careful. And users, be careful, check before leaving it alone. And yeah, I really hope I was able to warn some of you guys out. And if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. And if you have a similar experience, feel free to comment in the section field below. And I'm planning to make another video where, I'm actually using this thing for no, not this thing. Anyway, I recently bought a new graphics card, an Intel Arc A750. I'm planning to do another video about that, where I'd be using that video card on a Linux OS. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and as always, see you in the next one.